What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Freakin Friday show with your boys at New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. Usually, Eli is our guy that says that. I try to do my best. It doesn't
It's
come
not
out.
easy.
It's not as sweet. It's not as fucking genuine as Eli's just the best of it. You can't replace him. We hope to have E back with us shortly. He is on the road. We're all doing Christmas shit here. It's frantic time. But we have to touch base with our people here. Well, one last time before we all go to our families tomorrow and Sunday. We got an important game tomorrow. Very important game. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, the Saturday game still like it doesn't actually hit me until like the second week of Saturday games, and then I'm like, oh, this is a thing again. Like now we're doing this. So, by the way, it's your boy, Mr. Glass Half Full. My man now Hefe's over here on that side. Again, we come here and we want to talk Vikings with you guys. We want to talk. We'll talk about the Jets game a little bit. It's the shit show that was the Jets game. We'll talk about our Pro Bowl snubs, which I'm very pissed off about. And anything else that you guys have on your mind. Like we're gonna put the link out there. We want to have you guys call in, you guys, whatever's on your mind. If you want to talk about, Daniel Jones again for the 100th time, well, so be it. We'll talk about Daniel Jones with you. But listen, let's get into it here. We're going to talk about the Giants-Vikings game first. Big game tomorrow. Where is your head at here, Hefe? Like, is it just an icing on a cake game where, like, whatever happens? Or do you legit think that we have a chance to win this, want to win it, want to put the stamp on the playoffs? What's your thoughts?
It feels a little bit like playing with house money, right? Where
Yes.
it's like you've been sitting at the blackjack table for a while and you got a stack of black chips, and it's like I could do a $200 hand. I could go for it here. It's kind of like that, like the pressure. You still got to win one or two more games this year, and you should. Right? You should always have that mentality. It's not like they're not that good of a team where you can just relax and coast into, and like, what's the point of coasting into the playoffs if you're going to get your shit kicked in as soon as you get there?
Right.
But it feels a little bit like they could play loose and they can go for it. They could take deep shots. They can blitz. They can, you know what I mean? Like that's the mentality that I'm looking for from the Giants in this game.
Absolutely.
What's your vibe?
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you want to see how they're going to handle it because like there's almost that like a little bit of relaxation after winning last week's game, but you still have to win a game. You can't take a day off. This is also another one of those litmus test games where we could be seeing the Vikings round one if things shake out right. Like I said, I did the playoff simulator on Tuesday, and the way I picked all the games, we ended up playing the Vikings round one. So it's a very good chance that could happen. So you don't want to just lay over and just throw up a donut and just look terrible out there. So I'm interested to see if they're going to go hard here. They're generally healthy. We're generally healthy. I mean, you're missing Adoree and Shane Lemieux. Like those are the two guys that were out on our list. Like if that's our out list, that's the best we've been in weeks. So I want them to go hard, man. I want them to fight through this. In the back of your mind, though, you're like, we got the Colts game sitting there next week. That's like the one that you have to have. Like that's the have to have game. Again, this is more like the icing on a cake kind of game where like if we win this,
if you're the Colts, I mean, first of all, shout out Jerry, shout out Sarge,
yes,
Sarge,
guys, what's going on?
We got Ash in the house. What's up?
Yo, what up, Ash?
It's the Vikings are such a Jekyll and Hyde team. A lot of people call them frauds. I'm one of those people. But like they could put up points, but their defense is weak. Those are always weird teams to play because I'm not sure who this game script kind of benefits, because if they're a team that gives up a lot of points, that's great, but Giants don't score a lot of points. So it's kind of like that's almost an advantage to the Vikings because they could run up points and their defense just has to do a decent job. You know what I mean? Because we don't put up touchdowns like every quarter like some teams.
Yeah, well, let's talk about their schedule for real quick, because I know that there's and it's told to me, like I haven't watched a ton of Vikings games. I do check in a lot because I have a Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson on one of my fantasy teams, so I was regularly checking in there. So what I looked at their schedule. You have Detroit, starting from week 3, Detroit, they beat by 4. New Orleans, they beat by 3. Chicago, the Bears, they beat by 7. Miami, they beat by 8. Arizona, 8. Washington, 3. They're all close. Buffalo, 3. They got smoked by Dallas. They kept the New England game was close. The Jets game was close. Lost to Detroit, and then last week's Indy game. So my theme here is that they haven't blown out anybody. It's been one possession almost every single game. Their offense has scored a ton of points in all those games, mind you. But everything has been close. So
yeah, one thing that could happen again is they had a monster win over Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
And then the next week they got smacked by the Cowboys.
Smoked.
So they just had a ridiculous win over the Colts. Biggest comeback literally of all time, 33 points. They come back and win. This could be a letdown moment for the Vikings. It could be that kind of thing. We got a special guest in the house. Won't bring him on.
Hey,
let's hear from Jerry.
Yo, guys.
Oh, there he is. How are you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, guys, I love what you're doing. It's good stuff. You
appreciate you, man.
You spread just Giants cheer everywhere. You're like Santa Claus. Not even kidding. Good stuff.
That's what we're trying, man. That's what we're trying to do. Trying to keep the vibes high. And there you go. Here we go. There's our Christmas hat and everything.
Nice.
Yeah, you are the OGs of the podcast game. I've been listening to you guys since the first time, long time, all the time. But you guys, we try to tune in every chance we get, and you guys are doing great stuff. So, what you got in your mind, Jerry? Tell us what are you thinking about game tomorrow?
I said on our podcast, this is a game like they can win totally. I just don't know if they will. What I'm excited about now is we don't rely on Barkley now. We actually have a pass rush that can get the win, right? Before it was just, all right, we need Saquon to get 180. I don't care how he does it, passing, running. And if he does, we're good. But that was it. Now it's, oh my God, like with Aziz coming back and Thibodeau really stepping up, it's, wow, we have another way, another path to victory. It's just that I'm not afraid of the Vikings. Like they're loaded with talent, but it's Kirk Cousins. And they can be had in the passing game, but they have a good pass rush. So it's kind of like, yes, we can beat them. I just don't know if we will. It's not like when we played Philly, which, by the way, Hefe, your point about the fact that they just chant their damn name and spell it out. Like there's nothing unique. You can do it with the Bengals, the Steelers, the Browns. You can do it with any team. Even the Jets at least has a rhythm. It's Jets, Jets.
Right,
I get it. But Philly, you just spell.
Do
you congratulate yourselves that you get through it every time and spell it correctly? Like
that's a first grade practice. You spell the word and then you say the word. Like congratulations. It's kind of
honestly,
perfect. It's perfect.
That's why my son keeps chanting, because he's 2 years old and it's like the best thing that he could do. He's like, let me spell out Eagles. Like that's first of all, I'm married to an Eagles.
No, I heard that. Yeah.
Brutal.
She married up. She married up.
Yes, exactly. You're in Eagles territory, so you feel it all the time, right?
I grew up in Trenton. I mean, it's Yankees. It's weird. It's Yankees, Eagles in Trenton. It's almost a mix. It's very strange.
Right.
Yeah. But so I feel like we can win. I just don't know if we will, but I'm psyched for it. Like I think it's going to be a good game. It's not like when we played Philly and Dallas, where you're like, they're just way more talented than us. It's going to suck. Get through it and then beat Washington. Right. This is, we can do this. I wouldn't be shocked if we did win.
I want to see Jones have a game, whether we lose 35-30, whatever. I want to maybe, I know it's crazy. Can we get close to 30 points this game? Maybe can we do that? But you know what? Like you said, their pass rush, they got two tough guys on the edges over there at Minnesota that rack up sacks. So you need Evan Neal to have a better game than he had last week, man. That you need him to step up, and that's going forward too. We gotta start seeing some progress at Neal. Danielle Hunter and Zadarius Smith are tough on the edge there.
Yeah, with Neal, I keep saying like this year's a freebie. Like just learn, get better. And next year we're going to expect more. But this year it's a big adjustment. Like because where Thomas came from 2 years ago, you're like, oh my God, this is what it turns into, fine.
Yes.
But I hear you. He does have to get better. Yeah.
Yeah,
I still have no concerns over him long term. Like I think he's the highest pedigree kind of guy. He's a good guy, works hard, and I think exactly what you said, Jerry. Andrew Thomas, not Andrew Thomas, his rookie year. He became became this guy. So I'm still not worried long term. Our other first round pick is just budding like a beautiful rose right before our eyes. He's just becoming exactly what we wanted him to be, and he's
budding like an Axl Rose. There you go.
Nice, nice one, very nice.
I see those videos, baby.
I think obviously the X factor is the best player on the field is Justin Jefferson, and he is when he wants to get separation, he will. So it's really going to come down to that pass rush. If you let Kirk be comfortable, he's going to find Justin Jefferson 11 times in this game if you give him time. So can you cut that down to 6 or 7 times? Because then you have a chance. Because they can't. It's Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, for me, it's stop. I mean, neither is easy, but it's stop Dalvin Cook or stop Jefferson. One of them's going to get to you.
Mm-hmm.
I would err on the side of stopping Cook. Play the run as much as you can, and then hope that your guys get there to get to Cousins. Because if anyone's going to make a mistake, it's going to be Kirk Cousins. But Jefferson is ridiculous. Even if Adoree Jackson was playing, like he's still, if he gets 100 yards, you're like, well, Adoree Jackson did a great job. He only held him to 100.
He held it down.
But with McLeod and Fabian Moreau, it's like, oh my gosh,
they're going to be doubling the shit out of him. And I will say this: the Vikings are missing their center again for I think the third game in a row.
Huge.
Dexter Lawrence and Leo got to get right up in Cousins' grill. That's where you like a pocket passer like him. That's where they falter when they get the pressure right up the middle. That's but like, man, this is where our front four now they're playing consecutive games in a row together, and they could feed off each other, and they could go out and win this game. This is a huge one where you're like, go out and win us this game, defense. In front four, keep them under 30 points and give us a shot. That's the best we can do.
Yeah, it's nice that we have 4 guys now that are healthy and can get after the quarterback, right? Like this is where we can win, right? And you're starting to see we're building this team the right way, and Ojulari coming back cannot be, talked about enough because he elevated Thibodeau. You have to worry about the other side now, and it's beautiful. Chris wrote an article this week. I'm not trying to push us. I'm saying Chris wrote an article about dynamic duo.
Oh, go ahead.
And dynamic duo, and he's right. It's these 2 guys can be, this is what. It was funny. I did because of those 2, because of Chris's column. I did a top 10 seasons of pass rushers, and we haven't had a 14, 15 sack guy in forever.
Yeah.
Like if we had that now, I feel like there'd be a parade down the Canyon of Heroes for it. It's been like I think 2011 was JPP 16 and a half, and they're all wedged in that era. Like now, like if we got 10, it's like, oh my God, we got 10. Wow, that's amazing. So
of course Leonard Williams gets double digits in his contract here. So
right. That's true.
Gotta write that check now.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, but I just feel like we haven't had that 15 sack guy in forever. And if we did,
the real edge rusher,
right.
Yeah, and we've been having seasons where we have 30, 35 sacks combined from everybody. So now that we again, even if they don't hit home, and Thibodeau wasn't hitting home the first couple of weeks, but he was affecting the passer the whole time. So like we have people that are affecting the passer, and who's the last? Nobody's really lit us up other than the Philly game just got out of hand. Like it was a plethora of things that snowballed. But Philly's the only team, and they're the best team in the league. This is the matchup where you really it's again litmus test time. And I'm actually half glad that Adoree's not playing in it because, again, like you said, I don't know how much of a difference he would have made anyway. Like get him 100% healthy for the Colts and going forward, and just see what we got here. Hopefully they don't take a crap on our Christmas and just get smoked, but we'll see. We'll see, man.
I think we'll get 2 of the 3 things we need, though. I think Commanders lose, and I think Seattle will lose. So it sets up a nice day at 16W January 1st for us. So
beautiful, right? Yeah. Beautiful. So hey, well, listen, Jerry, it's great having you on. We appreciate you. Plug your show, plug the podcast, whatever. What do you got going on? Is anything soon, or what do you got coming out?
Well, we just dropped today, but we do twice a week, Giant Insider Podcast, guys. And listen, you guys keep doing your thing. I appreciate you letting me do that, but keep doing your thing. You guys are doing great stuff, and the fans are really enjoying it. Really do. So I told you, Hefe, my wife and I watch your videos like it's a friggin' sitcom every week now. Like she's like, oh, did that guy come out yet? I'm like, no, it didn't come out yet. Did you hear my podcast? Oh no, you don't care about that. You just want to watch. Okay, cool.
If it makes you feel better, my wife doesn't care about my videos. She doesn't understand. She doesn't get a single reference in there. So
I've said to her, like, hey, did you listen this week? She's like, No. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
That's my rock right there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's right. Anyway,
Yeah,
Thanks so
Best
much.
Jerry, we appreciate you, man.
All right,
Have a
man.
good one.
Take care,
Happy
guys.
Holidays.
Happy holidays. See you guys, man. See you,
Yeah,
man.
take it easy. Yeah, the best. They are the OGs over there at Giants Insider. Jerry
Giants
and Chris. They know their shit over there. So anytime Jerry wants to come in, he's always welcome. But
absolutely, he's the real deal.
Yeah. So listen, all right. So we talked about what our thoughts were. What our thoughts are. You want to save your prediction for the end of the show, or you want to move? You want to move on? Yeah, we'll do prediction at the end of the show. Let's talk about the next topic that really fucking
grinds your
stuck
gears.
in my craw. Exactly. What grinds your gears? What's got me pissed? Whatever it is Andrew Thomas getting no fucking love, bro. No love for the Pro Bowl. It's a Pro Bowl too. I don't want to get angry because I hate the Pro Bowl. I think it's useless. It's worthless, whatever. But the recognition kind of ticked me off that he did not get it in the top 3, man. And what? He's like the third alternate. Like the disrespect for a guy like that, man.
And Philly's good. Like Philly's got 3 offensive linemen. Like 3/5 of their offensive line are in the Pro Bowl, which is obnoxious and partly deserved. Don't get me wrong, but like, how are you not going to give a spot to Andrew Thomas, who every time a report comes out, he's right there. He's at the top every single time. Look at how many hurries and sacks he's given up. Like the guy's a stone wall. I don't understand. So if anything, if you want to look at silver lining, it'll keep him hungry. It'll keep he's going to want that first team all pro, and he's eventually going to get it. So if it keeps him hungry and it keeps him wanting more and it pisses him off, I think that's all right. I hope he comes out with an attitude tomorrow.
Here's my silver lining / theory, whatever. Linemen are not like skill players. They don't get talked about a lot. They're not showing up on Sports Center. They're not going to be in your box score ever. So it takes time for the people around the league to kind of remember that name, like the Andrew Thomas name. And all they can remember is how he was a bust his first year. And it kind of just, you don't hear about the good things, because the less you hear about a lineman, the better it is for the team that like for our team.
Definitely.
But the other teams around the league, they forget about that guy. So now you start seeing Andrew Thomas's league and name again as the alternate, and he will probably end up playing in the game because somebody in the top 3 is going to bail out or be in the playoff, the Super Bowl, whatever it is.
Like the whole Eagles line.
Exactly. So you see his name pop up, and then next year, Pro Bowl voting, they're like, I remember Andrew Thomas. He's good. He's only let up 2 sacks or 1 sack. And then it starts flowing after that. So that's my big theory.
You have to be like a real stud to be known league wide as like an offensive lineman. Like Jason Kelsey, like that guy.
And even it takes time for them to become household names too.
We could have a Kelsey brother Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. They have a pretty good podcast out too. But they do a show together.
I want to drink beers with those guys.
I know they're so great.
I really want to party with those guys.
Oh my god, man! Listen,
the Pro Bowl is weird. Like they let Aaron Donald in because his name is Aaron Donald. Like, has he had that good of a year? Like Christian McCaffrey's
he's been out like the whole time. I feel like
Austin Eckler's not in.
Oh my god,
that guy's he led the league in touchdowns last year. Didn't get in Pro Bowl. Did it again this year. Not in the Pro Bowl. So like, what are we doing exactly? If
it's frustrating.
Take away the format in which votes are done. If it's just
100%
a popularity contest or whatever, change it so that it's more legit. I don't know if you gotta.
I don't know what they gotta do.
Let writers vote for everyone except their own team. I don't know. Like what's the fair way to do this? But
it brings us to the next point. Pro Bowls matter more. So that's what we're really going to be looking for, right? Yeah. Like if he makes the second team.
Appreciate the kind words here, Paul. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, the best, man. If Andrew Thomas makes second team All Pro, that by far supersedes the Pro Bowl thing. So in my mind, that's league respect right there. That's right of respect. So frustrating, but let's give a shout out to the guys that did make it. Dexter, Sexy Dexy, Hot 97. Every day you heard, just came onto the scene like he said. You think I'm a 2-down defensive lineman? Fuck you! I'm gonna show you what I really could do.
Yeah,
and
watch
he's been
this.
Dominant.
The one thing that I
just
just lost audio. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I thought when you said watch this, I thought I was actually have to watch something.
I know you're good.
And then Saquon's man. He is again face of the franchise kind of guy. And this brings me to my next point, and I want to say this. Sorry, I'm sorry I'm switching topics here real quick.
It's okay.
But I feel like the Giants have to we consistently have to apologize for our best player being a running back and now an edge rusher. Like our stars are now Thibodeau. Hold on. Thibodeau and Saquon Barkley, and we shouldn't have to apologize because they're not quarterbacks. But listen, I'm going off the rails again because we have another special caller that we have to have in here. This guy's always calling in every week. He pesters us sometimes, but
he's freaking out backstage.
Yeah. Let's get him in here.
I made it! What's going on? Round of applause! Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me, man. This is the greatest show on earth. I just want y'all to know, man. This is just what it is.
We gotta fix this. We gotta get to.
Hey, it's great to meet you, Eli. What's on your man? What's on your man? What's on your man mind? Smooth, Jeff. Can we run that back? I'll edit that out.
No, I like man mind.
You gotta, I'll tell you this, man. Well, first off, thank you, man. Listen, I'm meeting Mr. El Jefe and Mr. Glass Half Full. Let me tell you one thing, guys. Here, these guys are the celebrities here. All right, I'm just happy to be on this show with the two of the best people in the world. Shout out to Sergeant Mayhem. What's going on, man? I'm a fan of that show too. Great show too, man. I was there interacting last night. But that was an awesome show, man. Big Blue.
That was fun. Check out Big Blue Beards. Go check them out.
Definitely, man. Awesome show, man. I was dying laughing on there, man. I had Pest and my guy El Jefe on the last show. So, guys, please support, Sergeant Mayhem, Smooth, and Monte. Big Blue Beard, which is awesome stuff, man. But guys, I was just jumping in to Kayvon Thibodeau talk a little bit, man. Just please keep going, and I got some questions, of course, when you're done. Go ahead.
What I was saying is, before you rudely interrupted, I said, I love you, Steve. I was saying, listen. Listen, I feel like we constantly have to apologize as Giants fans that our stars are not the quarterback position. Like we have Saquon Barkley, and we have now, hopefully Kayvon Thibodeau that's coming. That's going to come into his own here. We have big name players, Dexter Lawrence. Like these guys are our stars, and that's okay. Daniel Jones isn't that guy. He's not a star, but we have our guys that are staking up and carrying this team to 8-9 wins. So I don't know. I feel like. Just because we don't have the quarterback as a star, we shouldn't have to apologize for it. We have a great fucking core of young guys in there.
Oh, and a big part of being a star is the personality, and it's not every guy because they're different. But Daniel Jones is not a social media, I want to be on camera, I want the attention kind of guy. Like that's just not him at all. Saquon handles himself pretty much perfectly in front of the media. Thibodeau is like, give me the lights, give me all the action, but he handles it. He's just like so charismatic that he's just got it down already. As a rookie, like no shortage of confidence there. So we now, at least we have stars on this team. We started to talk about it with Jerry before Eli came on, that like this team has an identity with that defensive line where we finally have a strong unit. Like there's a unit that's like, I don't see anybody lacking there on that front four where it's like another all healthy at the right time. Let's go. Like that's how you're going to win games now. And Daniel Jones is going to do his job. Should Saquon go off, then you're going to start winning games. You're just going to keep winning. So we got it on both sides of the ball now. Can we fix special teams except for Gano?
Yeah. Jeez. It's just we got to have Lawrence Tynes. I don't know if you guys saw Lawrence really broke down the film on why our freaking kick coverage is terrible. Get him in there. He was calling him. Get his ass in there.
I want everybody right now that's watching this show. Just take a second. All right. I want you to @ Lawrence Tynes. It's 4 kicks right now. And just tell him Revival sent you.
It's LT for kicks, by the way.
LT for kicks.
LT for kicks. I'm sorry. Is it LT for kicks?
It's lowercase L, which looks like a capital I. It's not your fault.
I'm so sorry. LT for kicks. All right.
Go at
him right now and just say, hey, the Revival sent me. And he knows exactly why we're sending you. All right. Do that right the hell now. And I'm telling you, right now at him, man. He's gonna know. He's gonna know exactly where it's from, man. But to piggyback, man, yes, Daniel Jones isn't the star of that team, right? As much as Giants fans, the Daniel Jones enthusiasts, the believers, the people that you know what, Daniel Jones probably should have his own religion by the time he's done because all the followers he has. You know what I mean? But he is not a superstar of this team. No. He is not the offensive guy on this team. We all know who it is, right? And you guys said it. Saquon freaking Barkley, right?
Oh, I was going to say Hodgins. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Hodgins. They gave Speed hell, by the way, for saying Hodgins, but I agree with him.
You know what? They were generally okay. I thought I was going to get more. I thought I was going to get more flack. There was not a lot of Slayton fucking.
It's almost.
Yeah, it was almost
like we have three mid guys, right? Like
James, right.
Slayton, Hodgins. Like,
I think they mistaken Speed a little bit because they thought he was going to be the number one wide receiver from here on in.
Yeah, no. Yeah. My boy Rich was like
this week.
He's like, what are you talking about, bro? I was like, no. If something has gone very wrong, if Hodgins, we're going into next season with Hodgins as our number one guy, something has gone very wrong.
Won't happen.
Yes.
No, I hope that's not the case. But as of right now, yeah. As of right now, yeah, he's the number one guy. Slayton could be a number two. You know what I mean?
Which is Eli fan here.
Peace and blessings. Peace
yes,
and blessings, man.
Yes.
But yeah, listen, he's a good number two, Slayton, right? But Slayton is really good on those deep balls. Let's be honest, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. You get those short yardages or whatever the case is, but you got Richie James and Hodgins for that. Slayton is that deep ball threat type of guy that's going to just blow the roof off the top because he has that speed, right? Yeah. So he is a solid 2 right now at this point. Hodgins and then Richie James would be a 3. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's how I would see.
No, you're right.
Receiver core at this point.
Spee, I got a question. I got a question for Spiro. Is Patrick Peterson still good, or can Slayton have his way?
Slayton can burn him. That's a matchup that you want to have. And I said it in the Eagles game too. I said if you can get Slayton matched up on Bradbury can be had. I don't know if it was Slayton or Hodgins. Hodgins was the one that got him in a double move, but Peterson's up there in years. There's a reason why the Vikings pass defense is ranked one of the worst in the league. They can be had if you can block it up. Because Zadarius Smith has, I think he has 10 sacks for Zadarius Smith, 8.5 for Hunter. Those two guys, if you can block it up, they can be had. So,
Speed, I'm gonna take your word for this. I'm gonna definitely take your word for this, Speed, because I don't know. I just don't know. Peterson's very good, man.
Was very good.
Okay.
Was very
Maybe
good.
You're right. I hope he's the guy that
Patrick Peterson would have laughed at Slayton. Like
you're right.
I'd say
he was on the Cardinals, right?
Yeah, he was on the Cardinals.
Yes. He would have.
This is like the contract after the contract. This is
Got you.
This is on the down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not PP of old over there. This guy's up and I don't even know. He's 32 years old. Like he's over the he's over the hump. He's over. He's got loose balls and old skin. Listen, this is not the Patrick Peterson of old. There's a reason why Minnesota keeps getting smoked. They can be had if you could block it up. That's the key here. Bredeson's going to be back now full time, I think. And then we need Neal to hold his own there, man. We need Neal to hold his own.
So let me ask you this, Spiro, man, and of course, if nobody knows, Spiro is the film guy. Spiro is like really the guy that is the genius behind this. If you guys don't know, you know what I mean. But let me ask you this, man. Kirk Cousins is playing he's so in between. He's such a wildcat, man. But what is the key that the Giants need to do in order to win? What do they got to do as far as Kirk Cousins is concerned?
Get up in his grill, bro. This is where the one place where we could actually beat the Minnesota Vikings. Our front four is hey, there's a little guy and Miss Hefe over there. Miss Hefe over there.
I see. Hey, Mrs. Hefe, you want to say hi?
Hey! Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Oh man, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no,
live television. Sorry.
I love it, baby. So yeah, no, listen. I was saying before you got on, hey. Yes. Let's holler. Hi. You're live on TV.
You're famous.
You're on live TV. Say hi.
Hello. Hi.
Okay. Come on.
It's just Uncle Eli and Uncle Spiro. Nothing crazy. That's crazy.
The best.
Live TV, you gotta love it. You gotta love it, man.
This is we're a show for family here too. We might have some couple of curses here and there, but we do it for the family here. This is a family show.
But Steve, finish. I'm sorry, man. I want you to get out your zone there.
No.
Go ahead, man.
My bad.
I'm saying that this is a game where Leo and Sexy Dexy got just get after it because the Minnesota Vikings are missing their center, and there's nothing worse for a pocket passer like Cousins, who's a statue, than pressure up the middle. So they got to affect the pressure up the middle, and once they start getting pressure up the middle, you got the two guys around the edge that could dominate. You got Aziz and KT, who are both coming into their own, both healthy. This is the X factor. There's no other X factor other than this front four getting after Cousins. You force sacks, you force fumbles, you force a pick here and there, a bad decision. That's where you can win this game. That's where the avenue is. Eagles, we couldn't do it. Like Eagles are loaded everywhere. You couldn't beat them up the middle. You couldn't beat them on the edge. The Vikings can be had in the secondary, and they can be had on the offensive line with our front four. So
I feel like we're going to win. We're going to win. You just convinced me. The Giants are fucking winning this game.
That's it.
I mean,
this is it, baby.
Now, let me ask you, does Daniel Jones have to run to win this game? Or can he purely stay in that pocket and get rid of the ball?
He has to run to win at every game. He should be running every freaking game. There's no more just getting attacked out here. Getting attacked. I love it.
He had to mute it. He's like, mute. Oh, my God. Guys, I'm sorry, man.
No, listen, Daniel Jones should be running every single game. Especially if we are not bringing him back, let him leave it all out on the floor right now. Let him on the field. He's going to be running 5+ times a game and doing everything he possibly can to get this team a W. And right now, obviously, the passing is limited. He's only throwing for 200 max. Get him out running more, man. Get it. I don't know why they're. I don't know if it's him that's not taking the ball and running with it, or they just don't want to put him in harm's way because they want to get to the playoffs. They got to let him run more, man. That's what's the only way this offense is going to get 30 points is if Daniel Jones takes the ball and starts making some plays with it. And he can make plays.
Especially on early downs. Don't be afraid. If it's a passing play, first or second down, go pick up 5 or 6 yards, slide, and get back to the huddle. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Every time you can do it. Agreed. And especially against these two edge rushers, because they get after the passer. How do you slow down two edge rushers? You get them with the read option, and you run around them. That's the way you get it. So that's your keys to victory.
Now I'm gonna ask Hefe and guys. I'm just here. I'm just a caller, man. I'm just asking questions, saying I'm out of here. All right.
Oh,
but
thanks for being here.
But let me tell you this. Hefe, it seems like the Giants, even though they run the RPO a lot, it doesn't seem like Daniel Jones will tuck it and run a lot. All right. Do you see that, or is it just me, man? Because it seems like when he does and should keep the ball, he doesn't keep it. You know what I mean? Like, do you see that? Do you see the same thing I'm seeing?
Well, yeah, this goes back to him being a golden doodle. He doesn't want to kill you. He doesn't want to hurt you. He doesn't want to put you on your back or run through you. He's timid, right? Mm-hmm. He's very talented in a lot of ways, but he is not I'm going to put my head down and watch this. Get your popcorn. Watch what I'm about to do. Like that. He's not that dude, and he doesn't slide very well historically. So you want him to run. I think Patrick Mahomes, as lethal as he is with his arm and the plays that he can make, he is so good at knowing when to use his legs and call it quits and get back to the huddle. Smart as anyone in the league.
Always
and
gets down.
He's not the best athlete, but that dude uses his legs perfectly, just to complement his game, not define his game. And if Jones isn't going to be like a Lamar or Josh Allen or Hurts, that their legs are such a big part of their game, then learn how to use your legs just to complement, just to throw some sprinkles on your game, not define your game.
Let's expand on that too, because Daniel Jones doesn't really miss tackles. When he gets his longest runs, he's running through wide open lanes, and he's fast. Once he gets his head of steam, he will outrun the whole defense. But you don't see him juking and jiving and getting making guys miss
straight line
busting
speed,
out tacklers. There better be a lane there, or else he's going to gain 3-4 yards. And that's one of the things that frustrates people, because he's athletic, but he's functionally athletic, and that he's got to see that hole. He's got to hit it, and that's it. That's the only way he's going to do it.
He doesn't have that agility. I mean, again, I don't need him to be Lamar Jackson, but I need him to just Pat Mahomes it. Like, just move to the side a little bit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's all I'm looking for him, man. He just doesn't have that.
Who knows?
Absolutely, but I agree with Hefe, man. I don't think he has that pit bull in him, man. It's just what it is. It's whatever the game plan is, whatever they tell him to do, that is right. He's going to do it. That's it. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave this for both of you guys, and then of course, man, I'll give them other callers a shot here. Even though, I know New York Revival, I know it's Eli, but come on, these are my guys. They got to do this here, all right? But I would say this, man. Has Kafka stepped his game up from that last game? Do you feel like he could call a good game plan to win this game? I'm asking both of you guys.
Jeff, you want to go first?
I think it was a good bounce back.
Do you have confidence in him? I'm sorry. Do you have confidence judging from the last game?
Yeah, I don't think I think the interior offensive line and lack of wide receiver talent is a much bigger problem than Kafka's play calling. Like, because once we get to the red zone, we do a decent job. Like the direct snap to Barkley, the way that was blocked.
Oh, so great.
It was fucking poetry. It was beautiful.
It really was.
That's like, you got to give them credit when stuff like that goes well too. So they're going to take their shots, but they had a game plan. They didn't throw the ball deep once, like not once, not even a Hail Mary with nobody home, just to like keep the defense honest. Not even that.
Yeah, I know.
So he's fine. I look forward to him taking advantage of a weaker defense and a weaker secondary. Would love to see Slayton on a couple first quarter, second quarter deep shots. That way you get Barkley going second. Then it opens everything up. Exactly.
Yep.
I agree. Speed, same thing.
Yeah.
Do you trust Kafka, at this point?
I think what's been we've seen what we have seen from in terms of creativity out of him. I think this is what we're going to get. He's still learning how to call plays at the right time. I think that Washington game was a well called game. He made it safe. He made he wasn't going to let that defensive line beat them. I have faith in him. He's a great play designer. He just got to get still better with the timing of when he calls plays. So I do have faith in him. He's a rookie play caller, but I have faith that he's doing the right thing. And we're limited the same way Daniel Jones is limited in the passing game. Kafka is limited in
same ingredients.
It's the same issue. It's the same issue. You can only do so much. But hey,
Precious in the house. Precious.
What about you, E? One more before we get a call. We got a caller waiting. But what do you think? Kafka, did he win you over a little bit in that Washington game?
Listen, I'll tell you this, man. I think Kafka all year has been not to say all year, but a good amount of the time has been a little like, man, what was he thinking on that one? Catchphrase. All right, what was he thinking on some of this stuff, right? But during that last game, it shows. I don't know if it was Dayball, but I'm gonna give Kafka the credit. But that last game was beautifully called for the quarterback. It played to the quarterback's strength as far as getting rid of that ball. One read, throw. Yes. That's all Daniel Jones is really. People are gonna.
It's his strength. It's his strength. You're right.
But it's just his strength. It's his strength. To one read, get rid of the ball, and that's it. And that's all Daniel Jones is able to do. So it played to his strength for sure. And I thought that was a beautifully called game by Mike Kafka. Can he do it again with a weaker secondary? Sure. And I wouldn't say necessarily weaker per se, but it could be had. They could be had. You know what I mean? So I think, man, I trust Kafka. I think I'm gonna trust his eyes in the film. And I hope he puts Daniel Jones, because I think Daniel Jones' arms it has to work. It has to work, man, in this case, too. You got to give Saquon that ball out the passing game as well. So I trust Kafka. I really think he'll come up with a good game plan for the Giants to win. And I'm going to still stick to it. 21-17 Giants, man.
Okay. And listen, it's DJ's time to cook. This next 2 weeks, there's two defenses that can be had. Time to cook and give us some faith here. But listen, we got to call out here. We don't want to leave him in the back too long here.
Looks cold. Looks cold backstage.
It looks cold. Let's get him in. Hey.
Oh, hey, fellas. It's Friday. What are we doing?
Now, you chose to be outside right now.
I did. There's a lot of stuff going on in the house right now, and I didn't want to, put up the backdrop and get the computer out.
The beard looks even better in its natural habitat.
It's so plush.
Well, we had a big, it was a whopping negative 13 degrees yesterday, and we were warming up, and we're at 5. So we're on the plus side. So, hey.
Where are you? I thought you were in the Carolinas.
Colorado,
no, dude.
Colorado.
I'm in Colorado. So
it's beautiful too. Wow, look at that. That's nice.
No, and
Smooth is in Carolina, right?
Smooth is in Carolina. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I'm a Colorado transplant. I'm from the East Coast. So
hey, all right,
Can I just say one thing? You know how Rob is the Rock? You'll be a great Mick Foley, in my opinion. I think you'd be a great Mankind on here.
The funny thing is growing up, Mick Foley was one of my favorite wrestlers. Cactus Jack was always my favorite. But
what's on your mind there, Sarge?
Yeah, Sarge. I'm sorry.
No, we're talking about the Vikings game, and our path to victory is the buzz term that we've been using for the past few weeks. Thank you, Carl Banks. But our path to victory, and I put it in the chat, and I talked about it a little bit last night on our show with Jeff. There is, we need to mug Kirk Cousins. He cannot be allowed to get comfortable back there in the pocket. It's really hard for Justin Jefferson to get any kind of yards when Kayvon and Aziz are back there taking his lunch money. You know, we're gonna bully him. Schoolyard style. He might get a swirly. Who knows? They might have to they're gonna pull a toilet out onto the field to give him the swirly. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, and we're here for it, man. Because I think I saw somewhere on Twitter, I can't remember who posted it, but they referred to our defensive line as the Fantastic Four, which that's a pretty decent nickname there. So
they are fucking awesome, dude. They've taken over games now. They're starting to take over games, and this is a game, like I said, like you said, they have to win it. Put it on them. Yeah. Put it on them to win it, man.
One thing on that, Leonard Williams and Dex are boys. You could tell they've always been close. When I went to camp, I saw a ton of Ojulari and Thibodeau in each other's ears, and I think they knew early on that they would be the guys. And it was like one was injured, then the other was injured, and I think it's like the Bash brothers are finally healthy at the same time, and now they can actually attack from the edges. And we put out that funny meme of Ojulari looking at Thibodeau getting all the double teams. Now, dude, if you start eating on the other side, oh my God, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble, and that is the path to victory.
You're not going to be able to double team both of them. Or all of them. You're gonna see the Vikings out there in 11 personnel every down because they're afraid of our front four.
I agree. Hey, listen,
it's kind of like having Tuck, OC, and Slay or JPP. Yeah. You know what I mean? You gotta pick your poison. But go ahead, Speed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Listen, we're all hoping that they gotta get after the passer, but you gotta stop Dalvin Cook first, in my opinion. You gotta make sure that they don't beat you on the ground and in the air, or else it's game over. So, but listen, Sarge, we love having you. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. We appreciate you always for coming on the show.
Now I can go back inside because I'm freezing my ass off.
Yeah, get your ass back inside. Get warm, bro. Get warm. Hey, Merry Christmas, or Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. If we don't talk to you,
Merry Christmas, fellas.
Merry Christmas,
love you, man.
Merry Christmas.
You're the best.
Take care, brother.
Real quick, guys, because I do have to boogie in a second, but I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. We just went over 500 subscribers. We started this after the football season last year, so less than a year old. We're making moves. We thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. As you saw, my family run through before. I got to go be a dad and a husband and all that fun stuff.
Hey, we love everybody out there. E, you wanna wrap us up? What you're the best today.
Real quick score prediction: 28-27 Giants on the road.
Yes,
21-17 Giants. Go.
Hey, I'm gonna say 31. We crack it. 31-24 Giants.
Ooh.
With a dub.
If that happens, I'm buying you fucking 2 rounds of drinks. I'm letting you know right now.
2 rounds. Hey, if the Giants win challenge, right there. If the Giants win, I'm getting 2 rounds.
Getting 2 rounds, and we're gonna record it.
If the Giants go over 30 and win, that's a nice. I mean, you'd earn it. You would
what
earn
better
that.
Christmas gift for all of us? What better Christmas gift for all of us, man? All right, listen.
So, guys,
round us
Merry
out.
Thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us, guys. These guys usually do it, man. Just thank God I was blessed enough to actually spend some time with my brothers. I can't miss that, especially for the holiday season. Guys, enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas to everyone out there, man. We'll see you guys pretty much this Tuesday. And once again, it's New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. On behalf of my guy, Mr. Glass Half Full, that's Speed, you nasty man. And my brother El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka Damn it Daniel. And we are out of here. Y'all be well. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Peace and blessings.
All love.